So yeah.
Yeah, it was TLC.
Yeah, well, that's where he won his 10th one.
Yeah, but yeah, this so a week from Sunday being tables, ladders, and chairs.
December 15th, 2019.
Very special day that day, but we're not gonna get there.
Yeah. Maybe at the end of the show we'll go to that.
So we have some matches have been confirmed. Still waiting on many more.
Yeah, only 3
Right off the only 3 have been really confirmed.
officially.
We're gonna go route. We're gonna start off, kick things off right off the bat. We're gonna preview Roman Reigns versus King Corbin.
Yeah, tables, ladders, and chairs match.
I don't know why it had to be a tables, ladders, and chairs.
See, like, this is one of the things. Well, at least it wasn't a dog collar match. Like,
they were, but I feel like this feud is gonna.
oh,
Continue
no. So you're thinking that they still might end up doing that anyways.
Yeah, they're come on, this is.
Oh, I know, but that's a thing. I actually could see that though. This doesn't need to be anything more than this. This is just. I do not like this feud at all. I didn't like it from the beginning. I tried to give it a chance, but by like the second week they were doing it, I lost interest.
Look, you know what? It's fun. It's fun. 2019 has not been Roman's year.
Well, it's weird because like there's been some good because he's actually had some good matches, and it's been nice to see him make his return and see the crowd and everyone, the audience and everyone behind him. There's a few matches one being the Buddy Murphy match on SmackDown, that was spectacular.
That's probably a TV match of the.
Is one of them. I think Cole and Bryan ended up taking the cake there, but no, that was like the best at that point in time. That was like the best SmackDown match. I couldn't remember the last time they had one that was that good.
Yeah, who would have thought Roman Reigns and Buddy Murphy?
Well, it's just because this is like 2 random opponents. That and he had the match with McIntyre that one time. The last time they faced off, I think that was pretty good.
What was that?
Stomping Grounds.
Stomping Grounds. Yeah,
I thought that was pretty solid.
Yeah, that was pretty good. But then you got the lows. Like this feud is definitely one of his lows.
Yeah, and then he had the Shane McMahon match.
Yeah, he somehow lost to Shane McMahon. That was his first loss since coming back from leukemia, actually.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't like that at all that they did that.
No, I did not like that either.
And he never got his revenge.
Unless you want to count them and Undertaker kicking their asses.
Well, I guess, but it's like he never
got sold. Yeah, so I get what you're talking
and
about.
he got the singles win. So yeah, so and then even the stuff with him and Rowan, that wasn't bad.
Surprisingly, it was not bad.
It went better than I thought it was going to.
But I did not expect Rowan to beat Roman Reigns.
Yeah, he did that once. He did it with help, but still, I guess that does count.
But still, you would have never really thought like a big star like Roman Reigns.
Oh, absolutely no, absolutely not.
Putting over, and then later he ends up getting drafted over to Raw, so we don't really get the.
Yeah, well, I guess they didn't really need to do anything more with it after Dan and Bryan got back in it, but. All right, and then so I'm not really looking forward to that match.
And then King Corbin, what can you say? No one likes him.
I thought he had a great run in that King of the Ring tournament, and I was actually fine when he won it because I actually thought he actually did very well, and I don't mind him as much, but but then they throw him in this against, and now it's back like to square one.
Yeah, so
and he hasn't done anything with this King of the Ring thing.
No, and first of all, all he does is hide behind Ziggler and Rude. Really.
Yeah, so they don't make him look strong there, and on top, he honestly didn't even have to win the tournament, to be honest, because they didn't have to because he
should have been McIntyre, in my opinion.
Yeah, McIntyre would have.
He would have sold that.
I think he would have sold that. I think he would have sold that better than anybody. Yeah, but of course, once again, they failed to give him this push.
I don't know. Now over time,
I would have even taken Gable winning it, honestly. Because once again, they not. I know you're gonna say something. I'm sorry about that, but whenever the heel wins it, they always run with the King thing. But it's like they don't always have to do that. No, Brock Lesnar won King of the Ring, and that is viewed as he just won a huge tournament. Yeah. That's all it had to be. He went through all that competition.
Yeah,
it didn't have to be like it's King Lesnar.
Yeah, the only person that could pull off that gimmick was Booker T. That's it.
And I thought Regal actually, if they would have gone with it, he could have maybe done it if they would have done that. But no, Booker T pulled it off, and he took that and ran with it.
Yeah, but props to him. Props.
Yeah. Yeah, because some of this King stuff. Sometimes it's like, I go both ways with it. I get it, but then I don't.
Yeah.
But then the next match we have confirmed is for the SmackDown Tag Team titles. It's the Champions, the New Day, and the Revival. Once again,
For like the 4 millionth, gazillionth time.
and I was saying this off air before we got in the show. It's actually a blessing at this point that the WWE Network is a thing for them, because now people just stream it live or stream it when they get the time to come across it. Because if the network wasn't a thing, or if the network was a thing, and like they didn't include the pay-per-views along with like the $9.99 and like the package and everything, nobody would buy this anymore. Because there was reports that their buys for Stomping Ground, like this is just like the buy rate, not that people order the pay-per-views. I know it's a different time, different market, but it was interesting when I remember that they said that the Stomping Ground buy rate was down, I believe, to like 11,000 people.
Yeah, that's terrible.
Yeah, I mean that's like, that was like TNA level like buy rates. I mean like back in like 2000, like 13 probably or something. So I mean like that. So I mean for WWE standards, I mean I know people buy it or watch it through the network or whatever. They don't really buy pay-per-views like that anymore. Yeah, it's just, I mean that's just an all-time low. So and they'd probably be doing this all the time if
Honestly,
probably the only pay-per-view that'd still get honestly in the six figures of buys would probably still be Mania.
Yeah.
Outside of that, I agree with you. I personally don't think they would.
Honestly, now that I'm thinking about it, it might sound crazy.
Uh-huh.
I think it's actually because of the network.
Well, no, the network, that is why the buy rates are down.
Well, I'm saying for like the lack of promotion and all that. I think it's just because.
Okay. I think I agree. Yeah, I agree with what you're saying there. I think it's a lame excuse. I still think that if you want people to watch it, I still think you got to promote the stuff.
Yeah.
But to what you're saying, I do agree with that, because I think that is why they do it. Because I think they're just getting lazy.
Yeah, they're just like, oh, you know what to do, $9.99. There you go.
Yeah. So I agree with you. I think that's all it is. But I think it's just them being lazy with it. It's like, oh, well, it's just streaming. It's not like people are paying like $40, $50 for this stuff anymore. So we can announce this whenever we want.
Yeah, especially. But also,
Hell in a Cell was the worst thing I'd ever seen.
Oh, don't even get me started with that.
Yeah, and then they try promoting like 2 or 3 shows at a time. And
I actually was going to get to that. Actually.
Yeah, so I'm hoping like with the takeover, like as I was saying in our takeover review and recap, they announced that the next one's going to be in February. So I'm thinking maybe they're going to start ditching the takeovers like the night before, like their big pay-per-views and stuff, because it's like, well, I did like that for all those years, having the 2 big nights of that. I thought that was cool. But the way it is now, I think it actually kind of, if NXT is going to be a permanent thing, or say NXT is now going to be in the Rumble, you get some guys who just be in the Rumble anyways. But say the NXT title, and like they're going to have NXT matches like on the Rumble, Mania, SummerSlam, Survivor Series. If they're going to do that, and they can still let them do their takeovers and stuff, but I think if that's the case, then they got to like keep it separate from like the actual like pay-per-views and stuff. I don't think they could run them at the same like days, like back-to-back days anymore. Because I think they had to do the takeover this time because they just had that like set for months. Yeah. But yeah, you could tell that they were not planning on doing this invasion angle like that whole entire time. Don't get me wrong, I liked it, but you could tell that was not a long-term plan. I think it was just like a way of like being able to get back in the mix and start competing with AEW again.
So I should probably, my opinion on NXT is that I if you call them developmental, I think it's crazy.
It's practically a third brand.
That's what it should be considered now as a brand.
Yeah.
Especially of what they were able to accomplish with Survivor Series.
Yeah, I mean they stole the show, and I actually thought they did a pretty good job of putting them over.
Yeah. And literally, what they should start doing, just ditch the call-ups, call-downs.
Yeah, just maybe rotate things around sometimes. Like, if they...
Maybe when you do a draft, you actually include NXT.
Yeah.
And people can actually get drafted over to NXT.
Yeah, and then they could bring back former NXT people who haven't been as successful. Like maybe they could put well, I always wanted EC3 to go back there, but who knows? Maybe even put Bobby Roode back on there. Who knows? You know, it's
Oh,
like,
he's definitely one of those guys that probably should.
yeah, I'm very disappointed with how that's turned out.
Potential. Again, they always start off with such high potential.
Yeah, and it's like, well, it's like Bobby Roode. It's like back in Impact, 2012. The guy was the world champion. He had like an awesome run, and the guy could honestly probably even like being in his like 40s or whatever he's in now. He honestly he's still a very good wrestler, still a great talent. And the guy honestly, if built right, could probably be a world champion. I believe even now, and he was awesome even in NXT. So it's like who knows? Maybe they'll even throw a curveball in there. Maybe Samoa Joe will go back down there at some point. Who knows? It's like now I could actually see this stuff happening.
He probably should with all the stuff I've been.
Yeah, because like I mean, Finn Balor went down there, and once that happened, I think almost anything's possible. Don't think they'll ever put Rollins back there, but
No, but
not
no.
definitely not permanent.
No, he is Raw all the way.
Yeah,
Like-
because I don't think they'll ever do.
Yeah,
that.
like yes, right now Seth Rollins is not the most likable guy right now,
Yeah.
but he is literally Monday Night Raw.
Yeah, I mean, he's still probably the biggest. Well, minus Brock, he's probably
Yeah.
the biggest star on there.
Yeah, because at least he actually shows up every week.
Yeah,
But yeah, again, he's not. Again, unpopular opinion that Seth Rollins is still Monday Night Raw. If he's not on Raw, I mean, you got like Kevin Owens and.
yeah, they still got some talent,
But like Seth Rollins is that guy. Like,
well, he's the one guy that started on the show since they decided to do the second brand split, and he's one of the only people who's like still there throughout the whole thing.
yeah, it's crazy.
All right, so yeah, back, but then you got back to the tag title match, I guess. Yeah, New Day Revival, 4 millionth time. So then we got Bray Wyatt versus The Miz, which this is actually interesting because from what I'm getting at and everything I've taken from this, it appears that it's going to be Bray Wyatt as in the Firefly Funhouse character Bray Wyatt against The Miz, and it looks like they might be taking a break from The Fiend this time around. You know, like then they'll bring that back into the fold once Daniel Bryan gets back in the picture. So I actually think that's interesting. I'm actually not against them doing that. I actually was wondering if they ever were going to do anything with just the Funhouse character.
I was too. Definitely was shocked when at the end of that segment when Miz actually was attacked. It was actually by Bray Wyatt himself and not the Fiend. So like that is a good possibility.
Because he just walked in like to this red room. Like, oh, he's just going to get attacked by the Fiend. I mean, that. I mean, I'm pretty sure that's what other people would have thought too. But then when he was just Bray Wyatt, I was like, huh, okay, well, this is interesting. Although another thing to note is it also appears that this is a non-title match. It appears that it will not be for the Universal title, which I also in a way don't mind because I don't think this is title worthy at all.
Yeah, because again, we talked about like what has the Miz done to even earn a title shot anyway.
And I think this actually might be a nice break. You know, it'd be interesting to see the other side of Bray Wyatt. Also with this version of him, and I also think it'd be a good way of taking a break, kind of like from the Fiend for a little bit, and kind of not overexposing him. So
yeah, I wonder.
So I actually think this is I actually think this could be good. This could be a good maneuver.
So I wonder what because you know it still relates. I wonder what they're going to be doing with Daniel Bryan with this, because obviously they're going to be doing it again, probably at the Rumble.
Yeah, I mean that's probably what they're going to end up doing, and I'm actually fine with them doing it again. I like the first match they did. So
does he have a new like?
Does he have a new look, or like what's the deal going to be? I guess we're going to have to.
Is it a plot twist that he's
no one sees coming, or
like he's brainwashed by Wyatt, maybe?
Yeah, I don't know what the deal is. Well, I guess we'll have to see.
Yeah. But those are the 3 actual matches that are actually set in stone, actually going to be on this card.
Yeah.
Now we're going to go through the rumored,
which I guess you could say likely will happen, but just not official.
Number one match one that's been rumored has been Charlotte and Becky teaming up against the Kabuki Warriors, and that's also rumored to be a TLC match.
Yeah, that seems kind of weird to me.
It completely is.
I I mean, well, for one, I don't think we need to really see this matchup again. On top of that, it being TLC